Di here from Diane and welcome to Wowza Wednesday in October. So this is what we're going to make today. It's called a Bee Hive Box. Now it's really quite easy to make, and I haven't tied mine very tight, but it comes in really tight here. But it will hold, now I've got chocolates in here, it will hold, and I will pull them out because I've only got this amount of chocolates left. So it will hold, let's go, 2, 4, 6 Rose's chocolates. So we're going to pull that in. It comes in like so, into a beehive looking top. You put your little ribbon tag on there and your ribbon through it and tie it off. Now this will make a lovely box for someone at work, you know, if you want to give a little gift to someone for Christmas. I've done mine as a Christmas one. And it uses very little of anything, you know. It's another one of those projects where it's great for using up your small pieces of designer series paper. So let's put my chocolates out of the way for a minute, over there, go up there. And I will show you what you need to make this. And it's, well, I'll actually show you what we're going to use first. So we're going to use an old retired stamp pad called Mary Merlot. And that's the only retired stamping we're doing. That my colours are all in retired. So I'm going to use this Stars at Night for the Merry Christmas. And I'm loving this Merry Christmas. So I've been using it a lot. And I will be using it a lot on a lot more projects. And I'm using these gems. I don't know if they're still available or not. I can't even remember what they're called. So never mind. We're here to show you the technique more so than anything else. So I'm using these tailor-made tags, and I'm using the second size in this one here. So these bits here are the reinforcement bits, which I've already cut that all out. So I haven't stamped it. So, but I love this set, and it's current. So that's great. So if you'd like this or this set here, they are in the current, that's in the current mini catalogue. This is in the current annual catalogue. Please don't hesitate to give me a call and I can help you with the purchase on something like that. So this is what we're going to make, and this is all you're going to need. Alright, you're going to need enough card for your tag, which is about, I can't read that far away, sorry. 2 3/4 by 1 1/4 inches in white. So that's my tag, and this is my reinforcement bit. So while I've got this here, I'm just going to do that so you can see this little reinforcing piece goes on the back. Unless you're going to do one as like, you could put one on the front as well as on the back if you really wanted to. But if you were to do that, I think you would really need to do it in a contrasting colour. Oops, upside down. So we do it so that it's flush across that top there and over that hole like so. And as you can see, that's just in there beautifully. And so that's all done. I don't think my lighting is very good here today. Let's see if I can move my light around. Oops, gosh. Is that better? I can't tell. Oh dear. Okay, I think that looks a tight. No, it's definitely not better. That's getting in right way with the other light. Now that's better. I can see what I'm doing of now. Okay, other than that, you need a piece of card that is 11 by 6, and you need 6 pieces of designer series paper. And as I say, I'm using the one that I've used before, these colours, because I want to use them up because they're all retired, and it's nice to use up what you've got left over. So these measure 1 1/2 by 1 3/4 inches, and you need 6 of those. And this piece, as I said, was 11 by 6. You need a piece of ribbon which is about, I don't know, 16 to 20 inches long. It depends on how much you want out the top. So that's all you're going to need, and some chocolates to fill it with, or a gift or whatever. You'll also need to use a 1/8 of an inch hole punch. Now I'm using this, my crocodile, I think it's called something like that, crocodile, I don't know, something like that. So I'm going to be using this to do this with. So, and as I say, my gems. So we're going to just move these bits out of the way. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to do my tiny little bit of stamping on this piece, so it's got plenty of time to dry, because of being a red, you know what red's like, always takes forever to dry. And I tend to smudge things with red. So let's pop my Merry Christmas onto my tag. Yep, that looks gorgeous. Pop that out of the way, and then I know I'm not going to get anything in the way. I'm waiting for that to smudge while I'm doing the rest. We need our board, and I've dropped my score tool on the floor. Oh, it actually fell out the bottom. No, goodness. So, let's put them around the correct way. And we're going to bring this in, and I'm going to read these off of my instructions. And we're going to score this on the long side, which is the 11-inch side, using the small ball. And we're going to score this at 1 3/4 of an inch. 3 1/2 inches. 5 1/4 inches. 7 inches. 8 3/4 of an inch. And 10 1/2 inches. Okay, so then we're going to turn this and score it on the short side at 2 inches and 4 inches. So now we're going to turn this back to the long side again, and it doesn't matter, well it does, you need to make sure that this tab, this 1/2 inch tab, is back on the right hand side. And we're going to notch at 7/8 of an inch, 2 5/8 of an inch, 4 3/8 of an inch, 6 1/8 of an inch. I can't find my words. 7 7/8 of an inch, and 9 5/8 of an inch. Now don't worry, because if you're going to make this, my written tutorial at Di's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials on my Facebook group will have all the measurements and all the notching and everything else. So we are now going to move our scoreboard out of the way, but we're going to keep our scoring tool, and we're going to need, I'm going to just pop my pin in the glue, so because it's a nice warm day. We're going to need our ruler and our scoring tool, and we're going to score from that corner there. So we can. I'm starting on this end, and we're going to work along. It doesn't matter which end you start on. So from this corner up to that notch mark, and then from this corner up to that notch mark. So we're going to do that all the way along. From each one of these joins, we're going to go right along here, and we're going to score, score all of these up to that notch mark, making sure they're nice and deep all the way along the top. Oops. Now it's imperative that you make sure that these notches are definitely in the middle. That's why you need to make sure that you've done them from those measurements that I've given you. Okay, so that is our piece of card now. I'm going to move my ruler out of the way, and now we're just going to cut away before we fold anything. our little bits that we need to cut away. So on this edge here, we're going to notch the top, which is the ones where we've got all our triangles, and we're going to remove this bottom section here. Like so. So that's all the cutting away that we're going to do. Let me turn over the page, and we're going to now, we're actually going to cut up these bottom ones to the first score line on all of them. Now we don't need to notch any of these. Once we've done that, we're now going to actually fold and burnish all of these score lines. Now you could have done this before, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. So you could have scored it and then cut it. I mean fold and burnish it all and then cut it. But it doesn't matter. Just make sure that when you do them, they are nice and square. Do the top one as well, down, and then across on all of them. Again, making sure that they're nice and square as you go. Okay, then we're going to do these ones. Now when it comes to these ones, this score line here is a valley fold now. So if you've already folded that one, you can now fold it again if you want and just score it, you know, fold and burnish each of those at the top one the opposite way. It's just easier. But you only need to do the top bit. Okay. And then we're going to fold and burnish all of these other ones as mountain folds. So we're going to mountain fold it. Mountain fold all the way along on the diagonal score lines. Oh, I just found it easier to do it this way. But it's up to each individual person how you find it the easiest way to fold and burnish all them score lines. Can be a little bit difficult because the paper wants to go its own way. And I didn't do that last one, did I? So we're just going to do this one down here on the side, like so. Okay, so once we've got that, what we're going to do now is we're going to pop our pieces of paper, designer series paper, onto all of these. Now, the 1 3/4 inch height. So if you've got a paper that is directional, you need to make sure that you've got it in the landscape, portrait size. I'm going to pop all of these on here. I'm not putting layers because there's no need for extra layers. I guess you could if you wanted to, but I don't think you really need to. I personally think that this is just good enough without those. Oh, I thought I was going to drop it on the floor. My desk here, for that I do this videotaping on is quite narrow. So I've got lots of things hanging off the edge here. Okay, once we've got them on, we're actually, I'm going to put my pin in my glue again for a minute because of the heat today. Told you, really got it. I'm going to pop that one on there, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to now do the holes. Now I've set mine at a certain depth, so this is the one I'm using, the 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Now I've set that at the depth that I want it, but that's entirely up to you. So I'm bringing it in so that the end of my thing here is in the correct spot and the depth down is the right spot. That's for me. Everybody's got a different angle, so we want to do it on these ones that are going inwards like this. So now we're going to pop this back this way and pop the next hole in. That one. Next hole in. You can do these singularly if you want. I just found that I can do the two at the same time, so I am. It depends on your punch, for sure. With the end one here, what I found is I put the two together like that and pop this in here. Get out of there, I can't see. I can't see that end, so I'm going to turn it over this way. I know that that's the correct togetherness. That makes sense, doesn't it? Togetherness. So that I've got that in the right spot. There we go. Alright, so let's get rid of my bits and pieces. We don't want all those in the way. And we've got all our holes done right across the top here. So now we're going to glue that side to there across the edge. And make sure that I've got enough that's close to that edge. Making sure we're lined up nicely so that our score lines here and here all match up. We don't need to worry about our holes because they will match up, and that one there has got just a little bit of something in it. So I'm actually going to, have I got the right end? Which end? Yeah, I'm just going to go back in here and I am going to go back in here and just recut that hole because my little tab bit was just showing through the hole. So once I've done that, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to give it a wobble because, and I want to move all of these down out of the way like this, because this, we need to bring these over so they match up over the top like that. So I'm going to just pop a little bit of glue on this one and then bringing it over so that it seems square, but it's not. But these pieces will be square with each other. Okay, and once you've got that on there, just going to give it a press down. I'm going to move it around to the next two. Now I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the top of that one and on the top of this one. Go around there so that I can bring that across the top like so. And that will then glue nice and tightly onto that one and onto the one underneath. Now this is where you can turn it up the other way, and with your foam folder just give it a squish down so that that's on there. Oops, and see how that's gone a bit skew with. We need to make sure he's not skew with. So we're going to have to put a bit more glue on there and give him a nice little going over again. Alright, so we know he's right. Get down in there. Once we've done that, we've got one more set to go across, and again we need to make sure that it goes nice and square across the top. So we can put a little bit of glue on the underside here, or underside here, sorry. Alright, pop that one down, and then we'll pop the glue on this one here and bring that one across. Or probably should have gone a bit higher with the glue, so let's put the glue on this one as well. It's more important on the very last one that you've got it glued into place properly at the top, because you don't want a lip there. Bring it over, another nice tap down inside to make sure that it's nice and even. Got him nice and even on the bottom, and then we can bring these in. Now this is the one we didn't bring in, so we're going to coax all of these in, including this one that we didn't do, which was the join on that one. So we're going to coax all of those inwards like so, and out, so that it goes out on the ones without the holes and in on the ones with the holes. Once we've got that coaxed around, you will see that it will go together really, really nicely. Yay, she says. And it will come in to a beehive shape. Yay, see that? How gorgeous does that look? So what we're going to do now is we're going to put our ribbon on, but we must remember that we need to start our ribbon on the inside to the out. I'm pretty sure that's what I wrote on my instructions. Let me double check that. Thread the tab at the end of the ribbon. No, I did that bit. Thread the ribbon through the hole in the box, starting on the inside of the box. So always on the inside of the box. Then we go out. But start on the inside for sure. If you don't start on the inside, when you get to the end, you're going to have your ribbon on the wrong place. And we don't want that, do we? So, we're getting around there slowly. You don't want a very thick ribbon. You want a fairly thin ribbon. This is a 1/8 of an inch size ribbon. I didn't have any Mary Merlot ribbon, so I'm using this one, which is, I don't know what colour this is because it's not even a Stampin' Up ribbon. Because once my mum gave up crafting and I got all of her stuff, I got a lot of things that she had from years and years of crafting. Come on, get on there. Nearly there. Oh, gosh, this is probably the most tedious part of this project, and I'm sorry I'm out of the screen a lot. And we want to finish with this one on the inside, the same as the other one. Now if you decide that you're going to pull that one through to the last one, you're going to have your ribbon on the outside, and we don't want it on the outside, we want it on the inside. So this is where we can fill our project with our chocolates. Oh, that looked like something else. So that's now got 7 chocolates in that one. And we're going to pull that in wherever my other end is. Cheeky thing. Going to pull that in nice and tight, pulling up the ribbon as you go, just carefully so you don't rip it through the holes, because you don't want to rip it through the holes. You want to gently pull it up, and then you can tie it off. And mine's not tying in. I've probably got too much chocolates in there, you know that? I've definitely got too many chocolates in there. Look at that, it just won't go up. Let's pull that extra chocolate out. I had a chocolate on my desk and it happened to go in there. Oh, terrible, isn't it? There it is. We don't want that one in there. That's better. So, as I say, we bring this in. That's it. You can feel it coming together a lot better now. See how that's come together so much better. Tie off one little piece. Bringing it in. You just need 2 hands and a spare one to bring it in. Once you've done that, pop on our little tag and tie it into a bow. Another little knot there and a bow. So what do you think? I love it. It's called a Bee Hive Box. What a gorgeous idea. So let's put a little thing on this. Let's pop my pin in my glue, otherwise we're going to go all yucky. And I'm going to pop one of these large ones on here, I think. Look at that. What a gorgeous idea. Great little project. As you can see, a great little project. And I hope you've enjoyed Wowza Wednesday. So if you've enjoyed Wowza Wednesday, don't forget you can get the written tutorial for this from Di's Downright Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. You will find the link down below. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to know anything more about the projects that I use that are current, which are the tailor-made tags and the Stars at Night stamp set, that comes in a bundle with dies and also a embossing folder. Next week's project, next Sunday's project uses this set with the dies and the embossing folder, so look out for that one, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.